So here's the annoying thing. I can see how many cards I still need. I only need 9 more playing cards. And I can see I only need 6 more invitations. And, you know, if I go up to guests, it'll tell me how many, like, which invitations I have and which ones I don't have. But I don't think there's a way to know which cards I don't have. Which is kind of annoying for the sake of tracking down the last 9 cards. But okay, welcome back to the Sexy Brutale. Previously I got the Sapphire Tier Ring, which I think is needed to open this door here. So let's do it. Let's meet Eleanor. The door is reacting to the Marquis Signet Ring. Because we've seen a woman in here. She looked pregnant, and she was... Oh, it's on fire now. Oh, and it looks like the main house. What the heck? Okay, I guess that's not what I expected. Okay, when I peeped through this door before, I saw a pregnant woman longingly rocking a baby carriage. But then when I actually walk in, it is the entirety of the mansion, but all on fire? What does that mean? Okay, so I'm gonna set this clock to be my new starting point so that I get more time to run next time. The door, it seems like the heat is less intense on this side of the room. If only we were here earlier. Okay, that makes sense, because I can go back now and spawn at this clock, and that door won't have erupted into flame yet. Alright, very interesting. Very interesting indeed. Yeah, the Skull Mask guy talks about this as, like, a world that he controls. So maybe the Sexy Brutale we've been in all along has been really just like a simulation or a facsimile or a dream. Okay, I'm making a loop back around to the garden then. Where everything is on fire. I remember it told me there was something in that garden there, but I, like, wasn't able to see what it was, and it, like, didn't give me any chance to really investigate it. Okay, well, this is very linear. It's kind of just, like, taking me through to see everything and lead me to a very specific place. There aren't, like, multiple paths through here or anything. I just want to look at this really quick. There's no real path here. It's just the one tiny little house. Yeah, I see that. Thank you. Okay, I had to... Yeah, that's what I originally saw. Into the fire. You have survived the burning mansion. For some reason, it feels something. Lafcadio. It's been such a long time. Would you talk to Lucas? Something seems to be troubling him. So is that the Marquis Lucas Bonds, I think his name was? I think he's a painter. I think it talked about how somebody else was in love with him at one point. He's always looked up to you, you know. I know he teases you dreadfully about your lifestyle. Okay, there's a mirror here. But he respects you enormously. More than anyone else I know. I believe he's always wanted to be more like you. Perhaps when he's a little older. Or more mature, I should say. Oh! You have our ring! Can I see? Yeah, can you, like, give it the power to, like, go through mirrors or something? I remember you presenting it to us when you married us. Okay, we got the ruby heart ring now. You must take it. Lucas will be missing it, I'm sure. Tell him I just needed a rest. This little guy is heavy. I hope he won't be mad that I'm missing the party. I know he loves the mansion, but this is all we've ever really needed. Okay, so he built her, like, a smaller house, so that, yeah. It's so funny, like, when you see, like, exceedingly rich homes, that there's always, like, rooms that they make just to, like, feel more intimate. Like, they actually don't like having all the space. Anyway, this right here, this is our perfect little world. Please, tell him I will wait for him, won't you? I'll be right here whenever he's ready. Okay, and she's going into the other room. I see there's a mask over there. Is that mask going to give me a power? Hey! It's you. That was Eleanor, the Marquis's wife. She is always here, safe in this place. You've seen some of the truth now. The mansion was on fire. We, the guests, died. It should have ended there. But that creature in the golden mask, somehow he brought them all back, torturing us over and over. I try to help them, try to find some peace in all this pain. He is so strong. But with that ring, I believe you can stop him. She has such squishy footsteps. There's a secret place. My uncle, Sixpence, was so close. Take that ring to the room where Orm died. It will unlock the path. Eleanor left her mask for you. Take it. Okay, so this will give me the power to go through mirrors. Yeah, look at that. Eleanor's Mirror Walk. Eleanor was the life and soul that connected the people and places in the Sexy Brutale. Her mask allows you to travel by stepping into the mirrors placed throughout the mansion. You can now walk through any mirror in the Sexy Brutale. The movements of all staff and guests have also been revealed to you on the map. Nice. I never really used the map to, like, follow people's movements, but it's good to know. She always tried so hard to see the best in people, but it's what you see that will matter. Now, look into the mirror. But I want to look through the door she went through. Okay, it's gonna force me this way. Alright, we're going through the looking glass. Yeah, so now you're going to longingly... Yeah. Oh, I thought she was gonna, like, rock the thing to... Okay, and we reappear back in here with... this guy. I've never seen inside that place, you know. I'm not sure whether to rage impotently or just be quietly glad. Anyway. I've watched you, Lefcadio. Your arrival was somewhat unexpected. All these years you've done your dutiful loop, dying along with Sixpence in the chapel. Then all of a sudden, one day, you're running around, ruining everything. Okay, so, like, the character I'm playing as isn't really Lefcadio. It's, like, whatever was put into him when the bloody woman put this mask on him. It took me a little while to figure it out. And then, of course, I knew that bloodied creature had to be involved. I'm sure she has spun all the tales about me and what's happening here. I'm sure they have left out some rather important information. I will be utterly candid with you now, Boone. I could end this right now. I could end you. I have the power. Perhaps she is right, and I am a monster. But we might all be monsters here. I want you to see, to understand. Come with me. Alright, where are you taking me? I saw that there's another, like, mirror. Well, don't go crashing now, game. There we go. Okay, we're back in the chapel. Now, the first question is, am I really a murderer? And to that, the answer is, most assuredly, yes. You see this man here, dear Reginald? I killed him. Stone dead. Are the staff members like your clones or something? It wasn't my finger that pulled the trigger, but it was my command. Family as well, you know. Okay, time has stopped here, so I can. Sixpence is frozen perfectly in time. His face shows disbelief and agony. Alright, too bad I can't, take his invitation now. The staff member looks grimly dispassionate. How can you tell? He's got a mask on. He is doing his job without malice or pleasure. And he's gonna have a bastard of a time cleaning. And we're gonna teleport to the different rooms where people died. Ah, the heart of the casino, our dear friend Clay. In this scenario, I had him die from a shot of venom from the same spider which would go on to devour his precious wife. He did like a drink, Clay, but never when he was working, you know? Yeah, so we're gonna go through, like, a medley of all the different murders here. The poison has burned the flesh around Clay's mouth down to the bone. It was a horrific way to die. Okay, so it's like acid. There is almost a sense of sadness in the lifeless, mechanical eyes of Sixpence's prototype robot. So fitting. She was so beautiful, Trinity, the moth by moonlight. It was what Clay called her. She loved the name. And she did, like, get herself into the situation. They knew they could draw her to it like a moth to a flame, you know? A moth. So I thought it very fitting for her to be eaten by my giant spider. I never had one, you know. I'm sure nothing could possibly grow that big. But by gods, I wish they did. I would have kept it in a room just like this one. So, are you the Marquis? You cannot imagine the terror she must have felt, bound in thread and waiting for the end. Creature from a nightmare. Tequila's body is covered in deep cuts. Yeah, because she dies moments before in the, yeah. This one was rather fantastical. When we found that fish, I did so want to believe the stories of voodoo fish. I rather suspect it was just a guppy with some particularly bright colors. The man who sold it to me must have thought I was the most gullible person under the sun. But I wasn't paying for the fish. I was paying for the story. So the things that happen here in the game are more fantastical than, I guess, like, the reality that, like, these characters originally come from, but he is somehow able to manipulate the world to put in these fantastic elements. Eleanor called me a fool, but she did love to watch him in his tank. Best fortune I ever spent. I'd like to say that Willow would never have hanged herself, but then a long time ago I stopped even trying to pretend I could understand what another person might do. And yet a lot of your plans have to do with, like, predicting what people will do. Willow's face is contorted in agony. At one point you thought this creature held the answers, but he is just a fiction, a boogeyman. Okay, that's cool. I'm happy to tie up that loose end. Miss Tequila Bell, what a voice. She was a living work of art. I murdered her with the notes of a song, and then had my staff throw her body down a garbage chute. Yeah, this, I think, was one of my favorite murders here. The staff member appears to be taking a certain amount of pride in the carnage he has created. Tequila bleeding to death from deep lacerations all across her body. And can I examine... It's not like it really matters. The stained glass window is smashed to pieces. You know what? I probably need to come back to this room after she dies to get her invitation. Grayson, Red. It really wasn't a party until those two got here. Grayson really is such a complete scoundrel, but my god, he's fun. Or he was, at least. Red really would have done anything for him. I'm almost certain that it would be so much more painful if Grayson had gone second, and Red had to watch him die first. Yes, perhaps I'll change this one. Alright, let's do our examinations again. What kind of maniac imagines torturing a man in this way? He gave his own life to try to save Grayson. I mean, I like how most of the characters here are kind of dying in part because of a vice. Like, Tequila had to break into that room when she was told not to, and Clay had to keep drinking and gambling. And these two had to steal that giant Fabergé egg. Ah, Aurum, I smelted him down in a furnace like a big gold bar. My mansion had many strange and wonderful creations, but a lift that doubled as an incinerator, that would have been something. I like to think that if Aurum were able to choose how he went, then perhaps he would have chosen something like this. Though in a way, he almost did. So I think, like, what actually happened was just that, like, the mansion burned down one night and all of these people died. I think that's, like, the reality of the story. Thanos. What a mind to waste. It wasn't just this mansion that he built, you know. There are similar works of architectural genius all over the country. He was a grouchy and often tiresome old man, but that mind was like a cracked diamond. At least his works will live on. Well, Boone, you have heard my confession. As I said, I am a murderer. This is not a brag or a boast. I am not good or clever for it. I am sinful and gross. I have killed everyone in this mansion. But there is one person who didn't die. Thanos' body is charred to a crisp. The furnace cooked him through. Oh, I don't think I didn't go and look at Aurum's body. This beautiful golden elevator is the connection between the horror upstairs and the madness down here. Okay. One man who survived the events of the day here, who woke up in a broken body with a broken mind. They put a mask on his face, and a machine forced him to breathe until he was fit to stand. So that's the original marquee there. If what the man in the gold mask says is true, then the mask is a breathing aid. Who are the staff here? A man who served his time, but time that could never be enough. Oh, and this is their actual graves. I didn't even, like, think about that before. I was just like, oh, of course there are gravestones for all of them. Whatever, it's a puzzle. A man who lived when all the others did not. I would like you to meet that man, Boone. I would like you to meet him, and then decide if this day should end. Oh, I should have looked in the chapel. Oh well. I mean, in that, you know, that little tomb. The answer will be behind these doors. Come and find me there. She and I will be waiting for you. Okay. So where is this going to take me to, exactly? Besides Saturday, of course. Okay, we're back in the heaven or hell part of the mansion. That was nice of you to take me to, like, the nearest clock. It still doesn't answer my question of how I get back to the chapel, which I would very much like to know. Have I... Yeah, have I examined this room yet? I guess not. Gotta wait for that staff member to walk by. Oh, he's gonna take a darn long time. And that's the other staff member messing up the one slot machine and then taking the arm, which he puts in the dumbwaiter. Okay, so am I able to go through here now? There is a glowing heart on the door wrapped in blue flame. The door will not move. Well, good thing I have a ring with a heart on it. The door's reacting to the Marquis signet ring. The blue flames die down. Alright, new area. New area with a staircase. And we're in the chapel. There's a turnkey here. And there is a playing card here, so I only need 8 more. Okay, we found our way back to the chapel. That's awesome. Looks like there's a room I've never explored over here. I didn't think I would need a new key for this area, but okay, I have it. Okay, neat. Right, the blank that goes in the bullet is here. I guess I'll examine this room as well. The contents of the safe are scattered all over. There's nothing valuable to be seen in the mess. Okay, and this is where you're getting murdered. Lucas, what have you done? I'm terribly sorry, sir. Yep, here comes the murder. What? No! No, you can't! Please! You don't know what's going to happen! And this is why he says I know exactly what's going to happen. Ah, now there I must correct you, sir. I know exactly what is going to happen. What will happen is that I'm going to shoot you messily in the chest. And then have a bastard of a time getting the stain out of the stonework. On the plus side, the gun still works. I know it may sound odd, but in a way, you're lucky, sir. Plan B was just going to be beating you to death with a candlestick, which would have been exhausting for both of us. Yeah, Ekamak pointed out kind of the irony that, like, when you put the blank in the gun, it's him who gets killed by a candlestick. Okay, so can we take... Yes, there is something in his jacket pocket. It is the invitation. Oh, and I can break this wall now. Whoa. Well found, Boone. Please, come join me. Okay. Wow, creepy. I kind of wanted to look around the room more, like I see now that there is a ghost that was playing the organ. So if I lit the one candle, I could, like, talk to the organist. But okay, alright. I picked the thing that makes progress first, so progress I will make. I cannot control you. I cannot make you part of my world. Not truly. But perhaps once you see, you will decide for yourself whether or not this world is the right one for us. This is Lucas Bonds, the Marquis of the Sexy Brutale. Lucas. My Lucas. I have brought us all here to judge this man. Or rather, to sentence him. His guilt is not in question. I don't understand. Please. He's a good man. We shall see. Boone, watch carefully. And I'm like a priest judging his sins. Interesting. There's time. Still plenty of time. It's Sixpence's calculations, after all. The explosives are all primed. Everything will go off at once. Stroke of something. The garden full of my guests safely outside by then, and a garden full of witnesses to clear me of any wrongdoing. It's risky. But the insurance. It's a new life for Eleanor and I. Something a little less extravagant this time. What? Just sell the mansion, you crazy! You're blowing all this up for the insurance? Lucas. My Lucas. Please. He's a good man. Heavy. Sixpence, I'm afraid I rather lack your finesse. I don't want to see this. You'd be very disappointed, old chap. You'd have done a much neater and smaller job. Oh, where am I? I think I must have left them in the other room. Yes, you turn your face away. How easy for you. How easy to look the other way. I am the one who is to keep everything together. Is it perfect? No. But this is what is right. The closest to right that we deserve. Please. He's a good man. I mean, I say this all the time. I don't think people are necessarily good or evil. I think they do good things and they do evil things. My beautiful mansion. I will miss you so dearly. But you were also a gamble, and not one that is paid off. This house is not always winning, and you are a luxury I can no longer afford. It's time to cash in the check. What was that? Oh my god, no! Fire! The theater? But how? The casino! No! 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 The timer! Did I do... No! How could this be happening? I have to get out. Ellie! Ellie! No! No! Oh god, what have I done? So that's his body out in the garden, yeah. He survived that fall. A little bruised, somewhat broken. But he lived. And there you have it, Boone. This man set a fire in his own mansion for nothing more than the insurance. The guests in the mansion, they didn't truly die to giant spiders or demon fish or crushing cages. They died in the fire that this man set. I have kept this mansion running, embellished the deaths, added some flair, but this is the man truly responsible for the deaths in this mansion. This isn't everything. You don't know. It is more than enough. We will wait, Boone. If you can figure out, if you wish to save this man, then go ahead. I will not stop you. So I guess Golden Skull Guy is like the... Okay, so what is this? Your pocket watch ticks in perfect unison with the clock. So this is already my go-to point. Well, that's pretty easy. I just need to... Still time, plenty of time. It's Sixpence's calculations, after all. This is pretty easy. I just need to go there when he leaves the room after setting the timer, and use the pocket watch, and I'll set that as my new place. And then at the beginning of the timeline, it'll move me to wherever the clock came from. I really haven't gotten to use my mirror walking powers very much yet. But okay. He did the spoon, yes. Please, he's a good man, yeah. Yeah, I don't understand yet then how Eleanor died, because she was outside of the mansion. Okay, yeah, you forgot something, so go into the other room. I don't know what he forgot, but he left it in the other room. Okay, can I... a violin for practice? I just want to examine all this handiwork, pieces taken from it. Enormous clock looming over the mansion. The gears are impeccably crafted with a distinctive 6 pennies logo stamped into the metal. Okay, I better hurry up and set this. Alright, got it. Ledgers shown something something. Okay, let me go back up here, but now that I've set that clock as my beginning point... it should take me into the room he got it from. This reminds me of the final puzzle in Ghost Trick Phantom Detective, actually. Where you use that power to, like, go back in time further than usual. Okay, so we're in the other room now. Replica of the sexy Brutale. The location of the fireplaces have been marked on it with flags. Interesting. Arms wire cutters. Okay, so if I use the wire cutters on the bomb, then the bomb can't go off. Wait, this wire is cut. Who... Wait, this isn't right. The timer... I made a mistake. This would have gone off early. My god. Boone. I'm not in control right now. I think we can forgo having the masks chase you, Boone. There's no need for that anymore. Not here. So it was your power that made that happen. I guess that was your way of trying to stop... me and the bloody woman from interfering. Lafcadio! What are you doing here? Please, you have to leave. This, I can explain. Or rather, I don't imagine I need to. I'm so sorry, my old friend. I should have told you. But you can be rather proper, no? I'm going to burn this place down. You know I love this place. It's everything. But I love her more. We have a child on the way, you know? Did you, like, get yourself into, like, massive debt from, like, bad investments or something? I can't imagine this being, like, the only option for you to have enough money. I mean, I know he's rich and, like, that's the point, is that, like, he's wrong. He thinks he needs more money than he actually does. And this mansion, the costs, the sheer drain of it. Okay, yeah, all this exorbitant spending he's spent more than he can make back by selling it. Okay. I'm not the young, reckless gambler I used to be, Laffy. I thought you'd be proud. I've locked those demons up tight. No more chasing the high stakes for me. Although I will admit this plan was somewhat thrilling. But I timed it so that everything will detonate once everyone is safely outside. There's one of these devices in every fireplace, and the fireplaces are all connected. But no one will be hurt. But then it's the darndest thing. This wire here was cut. And I've just noticed a rather terrible mistake. I think if it hadn't been cut, then everything would have gone off early. I can't imagine what would have happened. You see? He never meant it. He never meant to hurt anyone. Please, please stop this torture. Eleanor? Is that you? No, he did not intend, but he acted. And they died. They all died. He killed them, Boone. He killed everyone he ever cared about. His friends. His own life. His own wife. Okay, and since you are like a clone of Lucas, you're the part of him that like hates yourself for doing this, so you want him/you to suffer. His own wife. His unborn... We don't deserve to be forgiven. They don't deserve to be forgotten. Don't you see, Boone? This is how I keep them alive. This party, this day. This party, this day. I keep that agony fresh. I see their faces. I remember them. So when you have, like, a version of the Marquis locked in that tube crying as a battery to keep all this going, that's you punishing yourself. I get it. Okay. She would have us forgive ourselves. She would let us go. She would have you live. But I'm not ready. I will never be ready. Please, Boone. Boone. Everything you see in this mansion, it's the memory of a broken man. Reliving the nightmare of the night he murdered everyone dear to him. One terrible act that he has wished he could take back. Every second that he has lived since. There's only one man responsible for everything happening in this mansion. Lucas. Yes, and you is also Lucas. Oh, you're much better kept, Lucas. Lucas. And... Am I also Lucas? Lucas. Lafcadio was Lucas from the future all along. Look how old you have gotten, my love. It's time. We must go to see him. I gotta admit I didn't see that coming. Okay, so... Was Lafcadio always Lucas Boone? Or is that just another... I mean, Lucas Bonds? Lucas Bonds, Lafcadio Boone. Yes, they are all of them Lafcadios. This isn't so much like, oh my god, they all look like Lucas. It's, oh my god, they all grew mustaches like you. It's been more than 40 years, Lucas. You've punished yourself long enough. You almost died when you fell. Then it's been like you stayed alive, just to make sure you suffered. You were hospitalized, near dead. You went to prison. So is this all just in Boone's mind? You went to prison, but it still wasn't enough. You have suffered and missed us every day. We aren't here to forgive you, Lucas. You will never have that. We are gone and we cannot say the words. You cannot ever know if we would say those words. But as much as you have hated yourself, you have always known one thing. In your heart of hearts, you know that I would not have wanted you to suffer forever. One day, enough would be enough. Today can be that day, Lucas, if you want. If you are ready. You don't have to forget. You only have to forgive yourself just enough to live. His very appearance is painful for me to look at. Just as my appearance is painful for you. He is the king of this mansion. He is perhaps the purest glimpse into your soul, my love. Frail, ragged, alone. but beyond powerful. Enough rage and pain and grief to destroy and rebuild this mansion 100,000 times over. Trapped down here, watching his friends murdered over and over and over through these mirrors. He is king of this mansion, but a puppet king. It's time to release him from this torment. Take your mask, Lucas. It will return every aspect of yourself. Then, let us go. Let us all go. It doesn't mean you forget. I love you. There is one other option. Walk away. Use the watch. Turn back time. Let the party start again. We will all be here. Your friends will be here. Your mansion, your memories. You don't have to let them go. It is your choice. Do you want to restart the day? There we go. Wow, yeah. You know, after One Shot, this has a similar sort of quality to me in the ending. I mean, I hope the game still lets me come back here to do, like, the extra stuff, but yeah, it seems like clearly the more moral option is to not restart the day, to accept what happened and to move on. This place is yours, Lucas. It is horrible and broken and twisted. You don't have to be prisoner here. I loved you. I loved you so much, and you loved me. I know you are sorry. I know it's not enough. But it is done. Let some of the pain go. Live your life. Goodbye, my love. The same music that it plays out in the garden. Alright. Making a whole bunch of Laffy clones. Monkey D. Laffy over here. So what, are the clones gonna go out and prevent all the murders like I was saying they would? Yep, okay. This one sets the blank. This one shows Clay the feet of Trinity. This one puts out the candle. This one locks the guy in the closet. This one pulls the switch along with Grayson. And this one sets the incinerator back to being a normal elevator. Oh, and this one... yeah, this one cuts the wire on the bomb. Goodbye, my love. Whatever I am, I'm always here. Visit if you want, but don't stay too long. It's time to make new memories. Time to live the life you still have. Aw, very nice. Time to move on, old man. Okay, and now we're at, like, a real cemetery. Alright, there we go. Now, apparently there's another ending if I collect all the cards and invitations. So is that, like... is there, in fact, a way to go back and not have everybody die? I guess we'll see, but for now, let's just take what the standard ending is here. I always like these kinds of stories that are, like, where the message is kind of to accept what happened and move on. Of, like, the past is the past, and I do like the language that the Bloody Woman takes of this, is like, you have to forgive yourself at least a little bit to live. And, like, she says, like, time to end some of that pain. Like, it doesn't have to fix everything. It's not like, oh, well, like, whatever, YOLO, I killed a bunch of people. Like, but you do need to continue. The game Bastion by Supergiant Games also has an ending sort of like that. And also like this, it actually kind of gives you a choice at the end of like, do you want to use time travel to do it all over again when it could all like go the same way, or do you want to like go for something new? And it feels like the like philosophy of the game, it's neat that it gives you the choice, but I think the message of the game is that you're meant to move on. Like, people can't control time because they shouldn't. We should not be able to go back and relive and try and fix mistakes. And it looks like this was all like him going back to fix it like in his own mind. Like, I'm taking this to be that like there's not like a real time machine or anything like that. It really was just a time bomb in a very big mansion, but then in the fantasy he's created for himself within his own mind, he punishes himself by thinking of it all over again, thinking about more specific ways that he murdered everybody, because he feels as though he killed everybody, even though it was an accident. So he comes up with, like, more disgusting ways that he killed each of them that, like, gives each of their deaths more meaning and makes him look worse. That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. I like the way this game did that. I will say, as far as the, like, comic guesses the endings to all games and stuff, no, I didn't really see all of this stuff coming. I was thinking, like, wow, it's weird, we got some, like, Frankensteinian, like, Tesla stuff, we have some more, like, the time machine, Jules Verne, time travel stuff going, and then we have, like, Lovecraftian, like, here's ghosts and a giant talking anglerfish. And I was like, how does all of this fit together? And I guess the answer is that, like, it doesn't really. It's all just whatever Lucas chose to make of all of it. Cool. I liked this game a lot, and I will continue to like it a lot because I'm going to keep playing it. I'm going to go for the, I guess the true ending or the better ending. I do wonder if I were to just pick yes, restart the day, if it would be that simple that it would just restart the day. Or if that leads to a, like, bad ending about me continuing. I would think it would just let me keep playing. But anyway, yeah, I'm the Comic Foil, and thank you guys for watching. Yeah, I'll come back with some more episodes of this. I'm not done yet, even though I, rolled credits, so I technically beat the game. I'm gonna beat the game better. So, yeah. See you next time.